Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam Dayakaram Dayakaram Dantam Dharma-pravartakam Pranamami Dayanandam Madacharya-varam-param. Om Narayanah Paro Vyaktat Andamavyaktasambhavam Andasyantastvime Lokah Tadvipachamedini. We have just finished looking at verse number 11, correct? Yes. So, we saw, let us chant the verse because there was a break. Brahmanyadhyaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yaha lipyate na sapapena padmapatramivamhasa yuktah karma phalam tyaktva shantimapnoti naishtikim ayuktah kamakarena phale sakto nibadhyate. So, now we finished 11. 12 we have to still do, I think. Yeah. So, 11th verse we have finished. Sattva Shuddhi means, Sattva means Antahkarana. Shuddhi means freedom from Raga Dvesha. Why is Antahkarana called Sattva? Because of its origins. The origins of the Antahkarana are from the sattvic aspects of the 5 elements. So therefore we saw, and then the last line was left, Tasmat Tatra Eva Adhikaraha Te. So for you, Tatra Eva, Tatra means where? Karma Yoge Eva Adhikaraha Te. Why? Because you don't have Sattva Shuddhi yet. You are in the process of gaining it, Arjuna. Therefore what? Karma Kuru. Kuru karma. Tvam. That's what it is. And so, from the 12th verse on, from the 12th verse is the concluding portion of the Karma Yoga, because we had 7th, 8th, it's a little funny kind of a bifurcation. 7th, 8th and 9th verses dealt with Atma Jnanam and Vidvat Sannyasi, Jnani Lakshana. And then 10th, 11th, 12th verses talked about if we can't do that, what should we do? Karma Yoga. Now the 13th verse is going to pick up again on Atma Jnani. But the 12th verse is the concluding verse of this particular section. The 11th verse. What is that? That is the Karma Yoga section. So then the concluding verse many times is between the Stuti and the Ninda. The Stuti Ninda methodology is followed here. It's very easy to see. First line, how does it start? Yuktaha. Second line, Ayuktaha. This itself should give us a clue. Yuktaha means the one who is endowed with Karma Yoga, the one who is together spiritually, emotionally, mentally grown up, not childish, this person is called Yuktaha. How the Yukta behaves, and the opposite of that, Ayuktaha, emotionally immature, childish. And we already saw earlier, Balaha, Pravadanti Balaha. So those are the people, the immature people, how they behave. This was talked about. So we already saw the meaning. So Yuktaha karma phalam tyaktva shantim apnoti. What kind of shanti? Naishtikim shantim. Nisthayam bhavam shantim. The nishtha that is born, the shanti that is born of this particular practice. The shanti that is born of nitaram sthitihi in karma yoga. So this is like a permanent shanti, not what? Temporary shanti. Temporary shanti you can get in sleep. Very nice. And as I have told you many times, whether you get shanti or not in sleep, relatives get shanti from you when you are fast asleep. They don't have to deal with you. So that kind of shanti, movie shanti, mall shanti, going to somebody's house for a visit shanti, and then what else? Going to a restaurant to eat shanti. Those are all shantis, but they have a different name. Apekshika shanti. And this is Naishthiki shanti. Apekshika shanti means what? It is temporary. It is just there and then it is gone. As soon as the activity is finished, it is gone. Same thing, sitting next to a Mahatma. You go see somebody who is very celebrated by everyone, a great saint, sage, and as soon as you go sit next to the sage, all your questions disappear. You had a big list of questions, all of them go away, and the mind becomes emptied, and you have shanti. And then you get up and go. The shanti remains with the sage. It's not mobile shanti. Why? For the person who was sitting next to the sage, it is apekshika shanti, because the sage's shanti has the power to activate that latent shanti. But since karma yoga has not been fully practiced, the sage's shanti remains with the sage, and this shanti of the person who went to visit the sage becomes what? Apekshika, temporary shanti. Here karma yoga can give what? Permanent shanti. Not by itself, not kevala karma yogena, not only by karma yoga, but by what? It's jnana sahita. Along with the pursuit of jnanam, one who does karma yoga, the shanti is quick in coming. And then ayuktaha, whereas the person who is not together, what happens to them? Kamakarena. Kamena karitaha. So the kama becomes the prerayita, the one who is the impeller. The impeller of the actions, as we saw in the 36th verse of the 3rd chapter. Atha kena prayuktena papam charati purushaha anichannapi varshneya baladiva niyojitaha. Who asks? Arjuna asks. Impelled by what or whom does the person do wrong activities? Wrong actions are done. Impelled by who? Impelled by what? And what was Lord's answer? Kama esha krodha esha mahashanaha mahapapma enam vidhi vairinam. This kama itself is the inner enemy. Why? What does it do? It propels the person, and because it is insatiable. Mahashanaha means insatiable. So it itself, the kama is insatiable. Because it is insatiable, what does it do? It causes a lot, creates a lot of papa. That is the idea here also. So therefore, the kamakarena, and one more small aside, very relevant aside. When the child is initiated into the Vedas using the thread ceremony, and that is called Upanayanam, it is made to repeat. A little baby lesson on akartritvam is given. I am not the doer. Then who is the doer? Kama made me do it. Kamo karshit, kamaha akarshit. Anger made me do it. Manyuhu akarshit. Kamah karta. Manyuhu karta. And then kamah karayita. Manyuhu karayita. All the bases are covered. Direct and being caused and everything. Very nice. This the child is asked to repeat. And it is just, what a wonderful culture we have to see. The depths of it. So, Kama made me do it. Whatever I did, which I was not supposed to do. It's not me. What is it? Let's blame Kama. Manyu means what? Anger. Manyu means anger. So, anger made me do it. It is almost like they have made the Bhagavan's response in the second chapter, Kama esha krodha esha, into some baby language and given to the child to say. Kamaha akarshit, anger made me do this. I am not the karta, naham karta, kamah karta. And then there are two ways of doing something. You can do directly, or you can make somebody else do. Hold a laddu in your hand and say, do this. No. Okay, I'll do it. And so like this, there are two ways of doing something. You either do it directly, or you have it done by somebody. This we do in the Homa all the time. Who knows all the mantras for yajna? Nobody knows. So you get a priest and you give the spiritual power of attorney, proxy, to the priest, and then there is a ritual for that also, but then you make sure that the punya comes to you by giving your address to Bhagavan. Address? Bhagavan wants to know where I live? No, address means your specific gotra, your name and your moon sign you give. Nakshatra, Rashi, Gotra, all this you give, and then Bhagavan knows, okay, here is where I should direct the punya. Not to the fellow who is doing the arati, but to the one that was named in the sankalpa. So this is what is this, not kartritvam, karayitritvam. So causal, it is causing to do. So here Kama becomes the cause for the action. And so the child is told to get some inner space from its feelings by saying, it's not me, it's anger, it's not me, it is desire. I am not the doer, I'm being impelled by this. I am not impelling anyone to do anything. In fact, I am propelled by Kama, the child has to say. And then, so therefore, here, ayuktaha kamakarena phale saktaha nibadhyate. So, first paragraph we saw, Ishvaraya karmani na mama phalaya iti. Na mama phalaya, funny construction. Phala here is benefit. Don't think literally karma phala. So, not for my benefit. And then sometimes the fourth case is used like that in the sense of a accessory. So like that. So this is not for my benefit. It is for Bhagavan I am doing it. Iti eva samahita san karma phalam tyaktva shantim mokshakhyam apnoti nisthayam bhavam naishtikim shantim. So then you can't sort of say Karma Yoga gives you moksha directly. That would not be a correct, what is that? That is not a correct understanding. What gives moksha? Jnanam. Yeah, this is the fallout of having Wednesdays. Yeah. So Thursday, even the simplest of answers, takes some time in coming. Okay. Yeah, then we can say Wednesday holiday karta, Wednesday karayita, naham karta. You can tell that. So, jnana prapti dvarena eva moksha pratipadyate. So, moksha is gained by what? Jnana prapti, by the pursuit of knowledge. Pursuit of knowledge alone gives jnanam, not anything else. Pursuit of knowledge alone gives jnanam. So even though the verse says Shantim apnoti etc. naishtikim, Adi Shankara has to set it right and to add what he always does. Sattva shuddhi jnana prapti sarvakarma sannyasa sannyasa jnananishta kramena iti vakya sheshaha. So the vakya sheshaha means you have to complete the sentence. You have to complete the sentence, which in the verse form took it for granted and did not do that. The first line, Shantim apnoti, means there are some missing things. Missing links are there. What are the missing links? First is, so there are many steps of Karma Yoga that and Jnana pursuit that have been missed. What are the steps? First is Antahkarana Shuddhi, which is called here what? Sattva Shuddhi. And then after that we have to write Guru Upasadanam, approaching the Guru, approaching the Shastra. And then what else? Jnana Prapti, gain of the knowledge. Very important step. So, Sattva Shuddhi alone will not give Shanti. It will give Apekshika Shanti, but for Nitya Shanti, what do you have to do? You have to go to the teacher, get the Mumukshutvam, get the Jignasa to go to the teacher, and then get the knowledge. After getting the knowledge, what do you do? Sarva Karma Sannyasa. Sarva Karma Sannyasa means Vidvat Sannyasa. You become a Jnani. Meaning, you may not change the ashrama, you may not need to wear orange or see the need for that. You are a jnani. And as a jnani, you are a natural sannyasi. You are not interested in any kind of anything to acquire. That is step number 3. And then Sarva Karma Sannyasa. And then what does Sarva Karma Sannyasa give you? Jnana Nishtha, abidance in knowledge. Kramena. Adi Shankara says there is a krama. This is the krama. And when you follow these steps, then you get Naishtiki Shanti. So this is what is the Vakya Shesha. This has to be added. And then the opposite. Adi Shankara does not spend much time in the ayuktaha. Yahatu punaha ayuktaha. Who is ayuktaha? Asamahitaha. Asamahitaha means the one who is not trained properly the organs of actions and the discipline, the mind, etc. Asamahitaha, the one who is not together. Kamakarena. Kamakarena means Karanam Karaha. Karanam Karaha. Karanam means this is the instrument. So Kamakarena, the instrument here is what? Kamasya Karaha, Kamakaraha. So the cause of the action, Kamakaraha. What is the cause? The cause of not the action, desire. What is the cause of desire? Atma Ajnanam. That's what. And then Tena muhyanti. Later on he will say, tena ajnanena avritam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavah. Tena kamakarena kama prerayitataya. Kamakarena means because of the force of the desire, impelled by the force of the desire. Kama preritataya. And then mama phalaya idam karomi, I will do this for my hitam, and this karma iti evam phale saktah, attached to the fruit of action, the person is bound, nibadhyate. Then therefore what is the point of this? Ataha tvam yukto bhava ityarthah. So these are all advices to Arjuna. In the last one, what was the advice? Tatra eva tava adhikarah, kuru karma, and then yukto bhava. So doing the karma in the ways prescribed, please become yuktaha. Then yahatu paramartha, there is a mistake here, paramartha darshi. Paramartha darshi. Paramartha darshi means what? The one who sees the truth. The one who sees the truth, the one who has internalized the division, less vision. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvanna karayan. Yeah, please go back to that, to the verse of 8 and 9. Okay? 8 and 9. And this verse, number 13, should come after verses 8 and 9. Then only it will make sense. Because you see, it was just a series of present continuous statements, verses 8 and 9. Do you see that? Yeah. So, naiva kinchit karomi iti manyeta. Yes, the person thinks like this. Who is that? Jnani, which becomes a sadhana for karma yogi also. But here the jnani tattvavit is discussed, and then eating, drinking, all these activities, indriyani indriyartheshu vartante iti dharayan. So iti dharayan means the person is understanding that when the indriyas, the sense organs, are in contact with the sense objects, certain kind of a perception will take place. That is, I am not the perceiver. Like this, the one who thinks, naiva kinchit karomi iti, the person is wise, like even the person who does not scoop up handfuls of sand thinking it is water. Why? The person knows, from being in the sand, the person knows this is mirage, this is not real water. Like this person also does not get entangled with karma phala, anatma, etc. Now quickly go to verse 13, and then we see manasa sanyasya. So pashyan shrinvan we have to bring in. Pashyan shrinvan swapan shwasan pralapan visrujan grinhan unmishan nimishan napi sarva karmani manasa sanyasya. Then it makes sense. These intervening 3 verses was for Arjuna's benefit, but then the only way it will make sense is if it is read in continuity with verse number 8 and 9. So 8, 9 and 13 go together. And then sarva karmani sanyasya, giving up. How giving up? Manasa, internally, mentally giving up. You don't actually have to go take sannyasa. This is something that the Bhagavad Gita will drill, because what we need is an attitude of sannyasi. We don't need sannyasa. Okay, so therefore, since the attitude of the sannyasi is what is in question, that can be done through a mental renunciation. Sarva karmani manasak sannyasya. And then, who is that person? Vashi. Vashi means the one who is disciplined. Vashin. Everything is under one's discipline. So the disciplined person here is called Vashi. So whereas if one is in the control of somebody else, then you are not Vashi. That person has done Vashikaranam to you. They have put you in a spell and are making you do things like this. There are spells and all these things that are there. There is Vashikaranam mantra is also there, which some God men and God women use by doing all these homas and everything, this Vashikarana mantra. And even but it wears off. It may make one charismatic, it may make the leader, the religious leader, very charismatic. Everybody will feel like following them. But then after 3-4 months it wears off. They keep doing this homa. So their charisma and their leadership is propped by rituals. That's what it is. Even there is one mantra here for Ganesha. Om Gang Ganapataye Varavarada Vasham Me Sarva Janam Anaya Swaha. So, O Ganesha, giver of all boons, bring all people under my control. Why? That is my question. What for? And also it's a big headache. If everybody is under your control, then they will be asking you all the time, because they think of you as their savior, as their leader, whatever, when you are neither their savior nor their leader. And nobody has to be anybody's savior, really speaking. Bhagavan is there. We don't have to self-appoint ourselves as saviors. And then so what? Then they will be calling you or coming by the door 100 times a day. Guru, can I please give me permission? Can I go to the bathroom? Yes, go. Guru, can I eat now? No, bring me your food. Like this, it's a big headache. But this is the opposite of that. So Vashi means the one who is under one's own discipline. The one who is not under the spell of anybody, neither does the person have the, what is that called, some kind of a fancy to have other people under their control either. Vashi. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasya aste. Aste means just remains. Remains. How? Sukham aste. Sukham aste. Sukham aste. Who? Vashi. Vashi Sukham aste. So Sarva Karmani Manasa Sanyasya Sukham aste. So happily remains. Happily remains. So Sarva Karmani, how are we going to do this? Sarvasya Karmani, everybody's karma? Giving up everybody's karma? No. Simple karma dharaya, okay? The giving up all the karmas. What are all the karmas? Yeah, Nitya, Naimittika, and what else? Kamya, then Nishiddha karma, prohibited karma. Every, regular karma, prohibited karma, and then occasional karma, and karma to fulfill the desires, and then then prayashchitta karma, karmas of atonement. Karmas of atonement. So, this is these are the karmas, sarva karmas, not sarvasya karma, not other people's karma. I can't give up. Why? Because I can barely give up my own karma. So, everybody's karma, no. All of my own karmas, mentally giving up. Physically I may still be doing, but then what am I saying? Naiva kinchit karomi iti manyeta tattvavit. Go back to the 8th verse. Okay? Naiva kinchit karomi iti yukto manyeta tattvavit. So here also same thing. Then, so manasa sanyasya, thinking mentally, contemplating. This is a form of nididhyasana. So manasa sanyasya sukham aste. And who is this Vashi? The Vashi, the subject has a qualifier, Dehi. Dehi means what? Deha asya asti iti. The one who is endowed with the body is called Dehi. A very important verse. So if you connect 8, 9 and 13, they become like a very big hallmark of this chapter, elucidating all the ideas of this chapter of akartritvam, abhoktritvam. So, sarva karmani manasa sanyasya sukham vashi aste. Who is this? Dehi. Deha asya asti iti. So who is this Dehi? The one who has the body. What is this body? This body is a citadel. Citadel, fortress. It's a city. City actually means Puri. So Puraha, city. Puri also, or Pur also. We have many words for city, similar sounding. Consonant ending and vowel, akaranta, everything. So here it is Puraha. Even now we have, so many Kanpur. Yeah. So that has come from Sanskrit only. Puraha means Nagari. That didn't help. Puraha means city, town. Okay. So here I am living in a city. So the one who has a body is living where? In the body. The body is like a city. This is again from the Kathopanishad. Puram ekadashadvaram. The body there, it is 11 gated city. For whom? Avakra chetasaha. For this consciousness, there is this body which is there. This body is a 11 gated city, rather a citadel, a fortress. And so, what do we have in the city? We have a king, correct? We have a king. Let's say it's a kingdom. We have a king. Who is the king? I am the king. I am the Dehi. I am the Vashi. I know what's going on all over this city called the body, mind, sense complex. I am the king of the city. And then what else is there? Ministers are there. And because the king cannot work without ministers, the ministers tell what all is going on in the various borders. In the northern border, what's happening, southern border, eastern border, all these things. These are all like journalists. They come and report. And the ministers are what? Jnanendriyani. And then soldiers are there. External soldiers and internal soldiers. Karmendriyas are like soldiers. They protect the body. Internal soldiers, the immune system is the internal army of all kinds of WBC. That is the unit. What is WBC? White blood corpuscles, red blood corpuscles. These are the soldiers. This is the Sena. And then anybody coming, they attack. That's why it's like a city. And then what else is there? There is the king. And the king, they're very important. Two arguments are very important when we listen to this part of the Shastra, whether it's in the Bhagavad Gita or in the Kathopanishad. One argument is that the king is not doing anything. Even though it's supposed to be a stressful job managing a kingdom, they are always going hunting. You see, even forget king, even the nobility, they are always going hunting. They are having tea in the garden, with one finger out like this, and and then they are just enjoying themselves. We don't see the what's that, the aristocracy or the kingly royalty doing any work. Other people are slogging. Why? Because the presence of the king or the noble woman, noble man is enough to set everything in motion. Similarly, the Atma, who is the king of this body, mind, sense complex, does it do anything? No. Does it propel other people to act? No. But it is like a city because all the things go easily and calmly, everything, nothing stops. It goes on just by the presence of the king. Like even on the factory floor, you see the floor supervisor, the floor manager. Let's say everybody is sewing something. They have to make handbags or whatever. So it's an assembly line. Somebody is making handles, somebody is making the flap, somebody is attaching the zipper, somebody is sewing it all together. So like this, all the machines are humming and then the people are at work. When the supervisor, the overseer is there on the shop floor. Then the person goes out for chai. Then what happens to all the workers? When the cat is away, what? The mice will play. So they also, some of them take out their lunches, even though it's not lunchtime, they start having. Or some of them, what else will they do? They will start looking at their phones, even though phones are prohibited during work time. They start phoning, updating their Facebook, etc. Suddenly the supervisor comes, everybody starts working again. So this body functions just like that because of the presence of the I, the Atma, which even without doing anything, it's by lending its presence to the body, activates everything while being akarta, abhokta, totally. This is the first part of this argument. Whenever you see this, what is that business? The 9-gate, 11-gate body as a city argument. This is the first part you have to remember. So what is the second portion? The second portion is that whenever you build a city, it is or a house. Let's say we build a house. The house is for whom? Is it for the bricks? Is it for the wood? No. Is it for the space inside the house? No. It is for someone else outside of this scheme of everything that's involved in the building, including the architect, mason, builder, whoever might be there. The house is for someone else. So this argument is a very powerful argument and a very powerful pedagogy in the Shastra. And this methodology says anything that is put together, it's called the samhata argument. Samhata, put together. Not samahita, that was later, earlier we saw that word. So here samhata, put together. Anything that is put together is for something other than itself. So this city, this Navadvara Pura is for whom? For itself? No. Are the soldiers for their own sake? No. Are the endocrine glands and for working for their own sake? No. Is the heart beating for its own sake? No. The whole body, mind, sense complex and all its accoutrements is for the sake of what? The indweller, the Dehi, which is Atma. And the person who doesn't understand this will first take the Dehi to be Jiva, which is also okay. take the Dehi to be Jiva for the time being, but that Jiva also is what? Come from somewhere else. Jiva is not part of the Samhatihi. Jiva is not part of the assemblage. Samhata means assembled, put together. So anything that is put together is for the sake of honoring or housing something else. So the body, mind, sense complex, is it put together or not? Yes, it is put together. Everything is put together. Intelligently put together for the sake of the indweller, the unassailable indweller, which is Atma. So these two things we have to remember. First is that all these, just like a king, in the presence of a king who is not, and relatively speaking, a non-actor, always going hunting, always having holidays, always eating food, always throwing parties. This is the king. The lifestyles of the rich and famous. This is what it is. Somehow they just go from holiday to holiday, at least that is the perception. And now the king doesn't do anything, but in his presence all the things as though get done. That is also how the Atma, remaining in the body, remaining firmly akarta, in its presence everything gets done. Second thing, the house is made for somebody else to live in it, not for the sake of the house. So this body is for the sake of the Atma, to as though house the Atma, so to speak. The Atma doesn't need a house, but here this Pratyagatma, the inner Atma, the innermost I, obtaining within this body, mind, sense complex, is not put together. What is put together? Body, mind, sense complex is put together. Listen carefully. Body, mind, sense complex is samhata. The occupier is asamhata. Always. Asamhata means not put together, not having parts. If this much is understood, we can see. So what are the 9 gates? We have, he will himself tell us. So the 9 gates, the eyes, ears, and nostrils, and then what else? The eliminatory organs. They become the 9 gates where information comes and all the toxins, etc., go out. Okay, so Sukham Aste, remains, happily remains. Sukham here is again adverbial clause, as we say in English. So Sukham Aste. So why Sukham Aste? Naiva Kurvan Nakarayan. Does not do and does not cause to do either. Neither acting by itself, it's not an independent actor, and it does not cause other people to act by supervising any action either. Oh, but just now you said king, etc. That was drishtanta matram. That is just for the sake of the example. Bhashya. Sarvani karmani, not sarvasya karmani. Okay. Sarvani karmani, sarva karmani, sanyasya. What else will he bring in? Parityajya, from tyaj, to give up. Having given up, sanyasya. What are the kind of karmas? We are ahead of the Bhashya. Look at that. Nityam, naimittikam, kamyam, pratishiddham cha. Pratishiddham cha. Something is missing. Nitya, naimittika, kamya, pratishiddha, prayashchitta. Prayashchitta he leaves because some regret still might be there, who knows, or maybe he doesn't think it's important, because if you give up Nitya Naimittika Kamya Karma and Pratishiddha Karma, there is no cause for Prayashchitta. There is no need to atone. That's why he has left it out. Only 4 he brings, because everything he leaves out is also as important. Why has he left out the atonement karma, the 5th karma? Because if the other 4 are done properly, there is no reason for the fifth karma at all. So pratishiddham cha sarva karmani tani. Tani means karmani. Manasa viveka buddhya. Manasa means with the help of viveka. What is viveka here? Nitya, anitya, vastu, viveka. Atma, anatma, viveka. Nitya karma, even though it's called nitya karma, is what? Anitya, the one who sees that. Why is nitya karma anitya even though it's called nitya? Nitya means it's done all the time. But the phala is what? Anitya. Phala is not nitya. Nitya karma's phala is anitya. This we have to really remember. Otherwise we think nitya karma means it will give me nitya moksha. No. No moksha comes out of karma. Nothing comes out of karma except a headache. That's all that comes out of karma. And a permanent headache, not a temporary headache. Permanent headache, as long as it's got a apekshika nityatvam, this headache, as long as you are in samsara, you will have the headache. And then after that, after you come out of samsara, thanks to Atma Jnanam, the headache, the migraine magically disappears. It's no longer migraine, it is somebody else's grain. Let it be so. So like this, so what is it here? Yeah, nitya naimittikam sarva karmani manasa viveka buddhya. Viveka buddhya, he also illustrates karmadau akarma sandarshanena. He qualifies viveka buddhi with another adjective. Karmadau, in karma, etc. Karma means what? Akarma, vikarma. Karmanascha bodhavyam, bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha. Akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gatihi. 4th chapter, which we did in our previous life. And then, so there, this verse was there, talking about everything should be known and everything should be analyzed. What is action? What is actionlessness? What is wrong action leading to papa? All this must be analyzed, it was said. Which verse number? You can write it down here as a reference. It will be around 18, 16 or 17. 16? 17, yeah. So 17th verse talks about the karma adau. What kind of karma? Karma means akarma and vikarma. So in all of them, akarma darshanena, sandarshanena, samyak darshanena. So in all of them, seeing the actionlessness of the Atma, whether one is doing, or whether we are talking of opposite action or action, to be done action, or inaction, not actionlessness, inaction. So whether we are talking of action, inaction or wrong action, in all of them, seeing what? Seeing actionlessness as the meaning of the word aham, I. Seeing I am actionless, this is the idea. I am actionless. And the who is this I? The I is Atma, Brahman, and it is Akarta, Nitya Akarta. It is that which is in the form of Satchidanandam Brahma. It is pure consciousness, and this consciousness, on this consciousness is superimposed action, superimposed wrong action. All these things are as though superimposed upon the Atma, like a movie on a still canvas. The canvas doesn't move. So the villain has snatched the bag of the heroine, the lady, and is running. And the hero is running. Why? He wants to impress the heroine. He wants to impress the lady, so he is running to catch the villain, snatch back the handbag and give it to the owner, restore the bag back. And the lady is also running because her handbag is also going. So she wants to see what is happening. Now how many people are running? 3 people are running. Right? So villain is running and hero is running behind him. And then the lady to whom the handbag belongs is also running. Is the movie screen also running? No. Movie screen is there. If the movie also ran, the screen also ran, we won't be able to enjoy the movie. Any kind of movement is perceived because of the standpoint, from the standpoint of stillness. Movement is perceived from the standpoint of stillness. If you are not still, then you think other things are moving also. So if you are still, you can appreciate movement. If you are not still, you think other things are moving when they are not. So like this, from the standpoint of the Akartru Atma, all these, the status of villain, the status of hero, the running of the villain, the running of the hero, the running of the lady, all of them screaming, yelling, all that is a superimposition upon, just like it's a superimposition upon the screen. Similarly, the blank screen called Atma is not partaking of the movement. What is it showing? It is simply revealing the movement without really doing anything. And the verb to reveal, although it is seen as a verb, here it is the Swarupa of the Atma to just shine and reveal. So even that is not an action. So Viveka Buddhya Karmadau Akarma Sandarshanena Santyajya Ityarthaha. Aste. Aste means sits happily. Tishtati. Sukham. Sukham aste. And then what happens, so now why the cause of the happiness is talked about in the next one. Who is this person? Who is Tyakta? Tyakta, what Tyakta? Cheshta Tyakta. What kind of Cheshta? Cheshta means movement. What kind of Cheshta is given up? Vang, Manaha, Kaya, Cheshta Tyaktaha. So, the 4 types of karma the person has given up mentally, and the karanas, the karana means the instruments of the karma also have been given up. You see how all the karakas are falling apart? So, the 5 types of karma have been given up, and then the 3 places of origin of the karma are also given up. What are the 3 places of origin? Kayena manasa buddhya kevalairindriyairapi yoginah karma kurvanti sangam tyaktvatma shuddhaye. 11th of the which was? 11th verse. So there we saw the 3 places from where the karma originates. The place where the action originates, the places are what? The places are kaya. Kaya means body. So physical actions, and then vak. Vak plus manaha, vang manaha. Sandhi is there. So vak plus manaha, vang manaha. Vak means what? Speech. And then manaha, mind. All these are places where the action takes place, or the places where the action is centered. So the cheshta is centered on this, and then tyakta vang manah kaya cheshtaha. Tyakta vang manah kaya cheshtaha. Nirayasaha. Nirayasaha means never tired. This is important. Little bit we do, oh, so much work, oh, so much work. How much I have done today? Cleaned the adhisthana, cleaned the windows, did all these things. So many guests at the ashram, served food, so much that I have repetitive stress injury. I think I need a sling. This is our lot. And Adi Shankara says, We get tired not because of what we do, but because of the attitude with which we do it. And what is the attitude? Aham karta iti, wrong attitude. Aham karta cannot be the attitude because you are not a karta. And if you carry the kartritvam, a burden which Bhagavan says, give, vahami aham, ananyas chintayanto mam, ye janaha paryupasate, tesham nityabhiyuktanam, yogakshemam, vahami aham. I will carry the burden of your desires. I will carry the burden of your needs and wants. In other words, idiot, let go. This is my portfolio, not yours. If you keep doing somebody else's job, what else will happen? You have to do your job and somebody else's job. Of course it is tiring. It's like the lady on the moving train. She got into it with a big basket of vegetables and everybody told her, let me get you. Oh mother, let's bring your basket down. No. I only have to carry it like this. So we are carrying things that should not be carried. Should not be carried at all. We have no business carrying. And then because we carry that, there is a spurious kartritvam, an ascribed kartritvam which we buy into and say, oh my God, oh I had to do so much, you have no idea. And even studies become so much. In no other ashram they have so many classes. 6 o'clock in the morning they have class. I'm preparing you for what is to come when Swamiji comes back. Okay? Yeah. So don't say you are not prepared. Yes. 8 o'clock also class. 6 o'clock also class. From 6 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock in the class. Oh, so tired. So what are you identifying with? Not even with the body, mind, sense complex. You are identifying with the ahankara as karta. This kartritva buddhi makes one tired. So I know one grandma, which is in Washington DC area, and then she had she still has, but when her grandson was very small, so she used to teach him. Krishna is the doer, you are not the doer. And the child would listen carefully, 3-year-old, and it would say, Krishna is the doer, and Krishna is the doer. It kept repeating. And so one day the grandma had to fry 300 puris, make and fry. And you see in the Bhandara when they make puris, how much work it is. So she had some helpers, but suddenly they all got sick, and so she had to do it all by herself. All by herself she did. And then everything went off well. At the temple they had a big function, so many people were fed, etc. And then the next day, over a nice cup of coffee, she was lamenting to her friend. She said, oh, I don't know, I am so exhausted, I don't know what happened, I'm just tired. I'm just so tired, I don't know how I made 350 puris. Because by this time, when you find a commiserative ear, the number of puris grow. Okay? Previously it was how many? 300 puris. So you keep talking to people, 350 puris I had to fry. And then the next time you talk to the next person, how many? 400 puris you have to fry. OMG, she said. And then she felt a tap on the shoulder. What? No, I'm busy, I'm talking to my friend. She insistent tap. Okay, what is it? The grandchild was, pulling her sari for attention. Okay, what is it? Grandma, if Krishna made all the puris, why are you tired? So, nirayasaha. Physically, maybe one is tired. But mentally free, emotionally free. More we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Guru.